Welcome to the next episode of Road to 1 Million. As you may have already seen from the title, I have locked in my profits. Even though my unrealized gains were much higher yesterday than what I ultimately took, I'm still very satisfied with the result. Additionally, I managed to close 2 successful trades, further stabilizing my performance. With that, we are now fighting our way back to the all-time high of my portfolio. As I mentioned yesterday, what I feared has actually happened. The market experienced a small bounce towards 6,020 points. However, the upward movement was stronger than I had expected. As you can see from the purple line on the chart, I initially expected a correction to a maximum of 6,000 points. Since we are also expecting Nvidia's earnings report tonight, and I originally didn't want to see prices above 6,020 points, I decided to close my trade early at 6,014.75 points. Looking back, it wasn't the best exit point, considering that my position had already been almost $7,000 in profit when we were trading nearly 100 points lower. In the end, I locked in $3,800, which is still a solid gain relative to the size of my portfolio. Although I closed the position near the day's high, that's just part of trading. Since my position was relatively large at 8 contracts, I didn't want to risk giving back too much profit, especially with the upcoming earnings report, which could have pushed prices back up to 6,075 points. So I decided to secure my gains and book the profit. After closing my position, I also executed an intraday trade. For this, I'll switch to the 15-minute chart, where I've also plotted the Bollinger Bands to help identify key support and resistance areas. I noticed that the market struggled to break above yesterday's high of 6,020 points. This was my signal to enter another short position with 4 contracts. I ultimately closed this trade at 5,970 points, locking in additional profits. I generally aim to ensure a risk-reward ratio of at least 3 to 1. However, if certain market conditions or patterns present an opportunity for larger gains, I am willing to let trades run longer, just as I attempted with my last trade. At the same time, I remain flexible. If I notice that a trade isn't developing as expected, I have no problem closing it early, even before my stop loss is hit, or taking a small profit instead of waiting for the full target. These risk-reward levels are guidelines, but I always adapt them to the current market situation. With this mindset, I observed that the market struggled to break above yesterday's high of 6,020 points. This was my signal to enter another short position with 4 contracts. Trading is not a game of perfectionism. In fact, striving for perfection can actually hold you back. My last trades are a perfect example of this. Yesterday, my unrealized profit had already reached $7,000, but in the end, I closed the first trade with $3,800 in realized profit. On the second trade, the market quickly hit my target, allowing me to secure a solid gain within just a few hours. However, after I exited, the market dropped even further, meaning I could have made even more money had I let the trade run longer. And this is where the pain of trading comes into play. As a trader, you always deal with one of 2 types of pain: the pain of losses, the money you actually lose, or the pain of missed profits, the money you could have made but didn't. No matter how experienced you are, there will always be moments when you look back and think, I should have closed the trade earlier. I should have let it run longer. Or even, I shouldn't have taken the trade at all. But these thoughts are dangerous because they don't change anything. Trading is not about making perfect decisions in hindsight. It's about managing probabilities. The goal isn't to time every trade flawlessly, but to ensure that your portfolio grows consistently over the long run. That's what really matters. And that's the key to success in trading. You can't let yourself get caught up in regrets or obsess over what could have happened. Instead, you need to focus on the bigger picture. What truly counts is that your profits outweigh your losses, your risk remains controlled, and your account keeps growing over time. Don't be fooled by the perfect trades you see all over social media. The idea of getting rich overnight is nothing more than a fantasy. Most of it is fake or pure scam, designed to sell a dream that doesn't exist. The reality is that trading is a brutal, high-stakes business. You are swimming in a shark tank where everyone is trying to take money from someone else. The only ones who survive are those who manage their risk, limit their losses, and let their winners run. At the end of the day, only one thing truly matters. Your account must grow consistently. I am the Trader Punk, and I'll see you in the next episode.